Oh yeah, some MCOC news. Yeah, it's been a while. I've not done this for a little while because I've had a little break this weekend. Things, you need a break. You need a break from time to time. But there's been a fair chunk of stuff that's kind of dropped, and I thought, well, yesterday I'll make a video on MCOC news, but then some stuff dropped today, and this seems like the better time to talk about stuff in general. Our first story is one about what changes should be made for new players, something that I picked up on the forum, and Captain Mame got in contact and said, hey, myself and a few other MCOC YouTubers to kind of weigh in and kind of give us thoughts on what's beneficial for new players within the game. And I'm kind of thinking that what we'll do is put it on the platform MCOC News, and people can go to this forum post and kind of have a look at the kind of various ideas that what changes should be made for new players. And it ranges from notified players of the beginning arena brackets and its accessibility, so it's talking about this kind of veteran, intermediate and kind of beginner brackets at the start of playing the game, and goes right the way through to offer mentorship rewards for the alliances that have a member that makes up less 1% of their total alliance rating. Loads of kind of like little things that are kind of being helpful to new players when joining the game. So this is a great kind of little forum post, and I'll put a link as always to this in the description, as well as the other things we're going to talk about today, so people can go along and kind of vote and kind of help towards the results, and hopefully that some things in the future can be more accessible for new players. Our next story is all about an update on the rewards exploit. I'm not quite sure with regards to time frame in time zones when this dropped, but it says 5:35 PM, so I'm not sure if this is GMT time for me looking at this, and if that's the case, then this is pretty fresh information to the community. And the aspect of what they plan to do about the exploit, well, it goes into great detail. It explains the details of how it begun, what people were taking, what command plan to do about it, and they say about they will be removing items and then issuing certain bans, 7 days right the way through to permanent bans. And it goes on to say that it was kind of exploited 200 times to obtain in-game rewards that would have taken honest summoners years to earn. And it just is, I don't really know what to kind of like say. Just imagine the extent of kind of rewards that people are going to get for kind of repeating that. And there are two separate arguments to this. There's number one, yes, okay, it's a bad thing that people were able to exploit things, but should the people be punished for something that a lot of people would refer to as being a mistake by Kabam? And it's a very kind of fine line. I don't think that it's my position to get involved in it because I didn't exploit it. I can imagine if I exploited it, I would be very defensive and kind of go, well, if you're going to put something in place that by accident that I managed to kind of exploit, then that's the thing. But I'd say if you were someone that then told other people or found to be telling other people about this exploit, then punishment should be there, because what you did was you dragged someone in the shit basically, and that ain't good to kind of get other people to kind of get into that shit based on something that you found by chance. Our next story, and don't be alarmed, even though this says discussion not found, this is something that I do want to cover at a later date. Unfortunately, I couldn't make an MCOC news yesterday, but there was a really fascinating article which was titled "The Grandmaster Crystal, What It Truly Means for the Game's Economy." And it's annoying that Kabam have taken down this post or made it unavailable. It was done by a member of the Core Alliance. Now, if somebody could get in contact with the person, I believe their name began with O. I know that's not a lot to go on, but I really would like to either see if we could set up an interview or set up something where I could have a discussion, or find his post. Maybe he's got a sent like forum post or something where we could have a look at his article. It's a really in-depth, it took a lot of time to make this article, and it was about a player's perspective from someone that put money into the game and his feelings about how the Grandmaster Crystal kind of devalues their experience and their money that they've kind of invested into the game. Some people will kind of not be really interested in that, but I did find it a little bit different. At the same time, it did have a lot of traffic on it, so it was an article that people were interested in kind of talking through as a discussion point. So if someone could find someone within core that begins with O. If they could get in contact with me, hit me up on Twitter or on Facebook, and maybe set up a discussion. Maybe we could do that. Maybe a first for MCC News is have a discussion with leading alliances about their kind of feelings towards new game content, especially the Grandmaster Crystal, and maybe even 6 stars. Right, so this dropped. This is incredibly fascinating and does kind of give more questions than it gives answers to. Some things are fairly logical, some things are not. Number one, we don't 100% know whether or not these are fake or real. We'll only really know in the coming months at the point of releasing these. So you could loosely say that these are kind of speculative champions. But if this is the case, that this is real, then let's talk about this in the sense that it could be real. Obviously, we talked about in my video 2017 Champions Revealed, which kind of followed up from the start of the year to the point we are now, and potential champions coming in. Obviously, Kingpin and Medusa seem to be fairly logical against the kind of numbers, the alphabetical scheme of things. When it comes onto the second image with regards to Blade and this other unnamed character, this does really put us into some weird ass shit with what's going on with Marvel Contested Champions. I myself am really excited for Blade, and that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing to be excited about a champion. That could potentially be a letdown. But I'm fingers crossed with this one, and I hope that he's a great champion. Whether or not he's going to be Mystic or whether or not he's going to be Skill, I don't really mind. I just want to see a lot of bleed. I want to see something unique about the character, some really kick-ass SP1, SP2, and SP3s, and at the same time, maybe a little bit of kind of, you know, different, something maybe unique that they can really bring from the source material and put into the game. However, though, this brings us on to our Mr. Unnamed or Mrs. Unnamed champion, which we do not know who this could be. And there's so much speculation about this champion and who it is. And it just, you know, we're going to go through a bit of it now. And there's a lot of things that I was noticing about the champion that were quite unique. And one kind of, you know, defining start point is eyes and the lips, but mainly the eyes, and that's the fact that they are golden. And I kind of then started my search then of like champions that may have golden eyes, but unfortunately I'm thrown off a lot of things. And I've tried to look through the comic book source material on a lot of this stuff to kind of find similarities, and I couldn't really find anything that matched this. So I think about maybe going a little bit kind of left field with the character design. So let's have a look at the potential options. It's a pretty far out one, but Hemdale, yeah, again, you just don't know what regards to that crazy character design they're gonna have. Gold eyes, maybe something kind of with there, give them some dreadlocks and stuff. I don't know. This one fairly unlikely to be it, but it's just one of these things where we're throwing out there. The next one is a character called Lash. With regards to the way the character looks, it's got this kind of structure, you know, the hairline. We've got this kind of triangle point with regards to the hairline, as you can see here. But again, it's all down to speculation. Mephisto, finding this image here, kind of like, well, do we have this kind of demonic type character with regards to appearance? You know, could they have gone a bit differently? You know, give him a different kind of skin pigment. You just do not know with this there. A lot of people have said Bishop, which you know, I was thinking, hey, that's a bit out there saying there. But it does look like a lot of people have settled on Blackheart with regards to a potential character this could be, and the likeness is pretty much there. In other images, I have seen a point, certain kind of points with hairlines. You could say instead the eyes, instead of red, could be gold, but you know, you just don't know. I think it may be one of these characters that are going to be a bit far out there that we're not going to expect. It just seems to be the way with it, but in the coming weeks and months, I'm sure that we'll definitely find out. And our final story, and to end on a funny note, I saw this here and I thought this was pretty funny. It's like it starts off sort of funny, but then it ends a little bit more funnier. So this is Brace Yourselves, posted by VTA92, and it says, "Brace yourselves, arena cutoffs is too high, posts are coming." And below that it says by Locomotives, for course. The contraction for combining the independent words yourself and is. Which obviously he's making a bit of a dig at grammar. And then follows up with, well crap, of course I had a typo while pointing out someone else's poor grammar. Of course. Of course. So thank you for watching this return of MCC News. Obviously if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it, and also if you want to have a look at some of the discussion points, remember to have a link in the descriptions, and you'll find exactly all the articles that we talked about today. And obviously if you've got suggestions of what this mystery champion could be, then put them in the comments below. Start a dialogue. Who could it be? The question's out there. Thanks again for watching. Remember to follow me on social media. Link is in the description below. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.